Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. How are you? We are live today because we're going to be painting this cute little. You know what? I just realized I've got this upside down on my desk. Santa stuck in a chimney, not Santa with a chimney body. That would be weird. So let's spin it around the other way. We have Santa stuck in a chimney. So we're going to be painting this. And this is how it's going to look. So I've printed out the color mock-up so I could kind of be reminded what colors we're going to use. And if you are popping in here, I would love it if you could tell me hello, tell me where you're from. And if you did not get a text letting you know that I was getting ready to go live, you can get text notifications by texting the number on the screen. And you can also send me pictures of your door hangers. You can send me questions, whatever you want. So last night at like 9:30 p.m. here, I went live. Hello, Laura. Welcome in. I went live on my Facebook page and we cut out this Santa stuck in a chimney on the Glowforge. And so if you want to see how I cut this out on a laser cutting machine, go back and watch the live that I did last night. I even used masking material, which is kind of like masking tape, but it's on a long roll. It's 12 inches wide, and I had it covering the wood. Now, the reason for that was because when the laser machine goes around the edge, it uses a higher power to burn all the way through the wood, and it can cause like a burn over or a scorch mark. Well, the masking material keeps that scorch mark from getting on the surface of the wood. So it just protects it, makes a nice cleaner look when you peel it off. So did you guys enjoy watching that last night? Let me know if you were able to watch it. Hey, Louise. She said she watched me cut out the Santa last night. Did you guys enjoy seeing the Glowforge at work? I answered lots of questions about the Glowforge last night. So if you've been contemplating getting a laser cutting machine, we talked about the Glowforge. We also talked about a Thunder laser machine that I'm going to be getting in a couple of weeks. So if you had questions about that, go back and watch last night's video. Hey, Michelle and Jerry. Hey, Cynthia and Christy. Vicky said, I loved the top you had on last night live. Where did you get it? There is a boutique here locally. I believe you can also shop online called Jones Birch. And I think that's where I got the top. It's more like a top/dress because I wore leggings under it. I would not be brave enough to wear it without leggings, but it was almost too long to wear as like a top with jeans. So I wore it with leggings. It was cute. Let's see. Jay says, I was on the fence about the Glowforge. Last night's video helped. Oh, good. Let me know if you have more questions or just text them to me. That would be easy to answer you there. All right, let's get started painting. So we're going to be painting the Santa in the chimney. This is what it's going to look like. I went ahead and printed out my little color mock-up. And let's just start and work sort of from the top down, shall we? So we'll just start with the black, or no, let's not start with black. Let's start with white on the fluffiness of his little, I don't know, is it part of his pants, I guess? It's not part of the shoes, it's part of the pants.
The cuff on his
the pants. So we're just going to paint those white. And so I'm using just DecoArt Americana titanium white. And then we'll paint the black of his boots. The reason I said start with the white is because black covers just about anything. So if we accidentally got outside the lines with the white, we could easily touch it up with black. And I'm a bit of a messy painter, so I'm almost always getting outside the lines. So if you're a messy painter too, don't worry about it. It's just paint. It will cover up.
Did you stain the door hanger first?
No, I did not stain the door hanger. I did go ahead and trace over the etched lines of my door hanger with a Sharpie, because if you were watching last night, I realized a little too late after I had cut out the wood blank that I didn't set the power for the scored lines high enough, and these lines were thinner than the ones that I normally cut. So the scored lines came out a little thin, which isn't a big deal unless you paint over them, and then you can't see them very well. So just to be safe, I went ahead and traced them with a Sharpie.
I think the grain on the wood is showing up a lot.
Oh, okay. The grain on the wood. Yeah, this is a new batch of wood that my husband picked up at Lowe's last week. It is Revolution plywood from Lowe's. And sometimes it has a stronger grain than others, or it just depends on the side that you paint. Like to me, this side's just as strong. It's just a different color. And you guys are always asking, can you paint on either side of the, of the Revolution plywood? Yes, you can. Now to cover up the wood grain, you might just have to do like an extra coat or something like that. Debbie says, when I get back from Texas, I'm going to paint this one. It's a little early for Christmas, I understand, but some of you guys who are doing craft fairs this fall may want to go ahead and get started on it. So let's dry this real quick because it's going to need another coat. Where do you get Revolution plywood? We get it at Lowe's. The price of the plywood has not gone up here like it has in a lot of places. So I was fortunate for that. But I had just run out of wood last week, and so my husband had to go and get some more, and he went ahead and cut it up into smaller squares for me so that I could fit it on my Glowforge. And it makes it nice because I can just have pieces of wood here in the craft room to pop in the Glowforge whenever I need them. All right, there's our second coat. That covered up the wood grain much better. Smoothing out my paintbrush strokes.
Priscilla wants to know if you're replacing the Glowforge with the Thunder.
No, I'm not replacing the Glowforge. I will have both in here. So I'll still do demonstrations on both machines. And somebody had asked last night, after I get my Thunder, will my discount code still work on the Glowforge? Yes, it will. So even after I get my Thunder, if you choose to still go with the Glowforge, you can still use that discount code. So don't worry about that. That's not going away. I plan to keep both of them at least for a good while. You know, unless for some reason I just, ooh, that paint bottle needs shaking up. Unless for some reason that changes. I don't know. If you guys, somebody said you better stock up on wood. If you guys wanted to purchase one of these wooden blanks from us, you can purchase them at shopdoorhangers.com. They will come with the lines laser etched on them, and it won't be this kind of wood. It'll be MDF. MDF doesn't have wood grain in it. I just use the Revolution plywood to cut here in the craft room because the MDF we have to buy in bulk, and we have somebody else cutting our wood blanks that we ship right now. But hopefully we will be able to offer wholesale soon, and our shop will be up and running, and you guys will be able to buy in bulk from us when that happens. We met with our contractor this morning and talking about plumbing and all of that stuff. So it's coming along. It's just not fast enough for me. I'm a little impatient when I decide that I wanted the building. I'm ready to have it now. Whoops, I got off on the white paint just a little bit. So we're just painting his little shoes black. The fun part will be painting these bricks on the chimney. Did you paint the sides? No, Paula, because this is a laser cut blank, the edges are like a nice black burned wood. And so it looks clean as it is and doesn't need to be painted. If I had cut this with like a jigsaw or a scroll saw and I had a raw, wood colored edge, that I probably would go ahead and paint the edges. So Jay said, this Saturday I sold 50 Christmas and I was slightly shocked. Wow, people are already buying Christmas designs. That's good to know. Rhonda said, I would love to buy in bulk wholesale. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are excited about that. I'm really excited too. I'm anxious to get it up and going. Okay, so we're going to use primary red for his Santa suit pants. Just fill in this little area here with primary red. We're just using a flat tip brush so far for everything. You guys know the flat tip brushes are my favorite. Donna said it's already looking cute. Thank you. Is MDF good for outside? As long as you give it a really good clear coat, I would say front and back, it should hold up just fine. I've been using it for years. You call that paint wormy when a piece coming out of the tip? How do you not get paint over the edges? I can't seem to paint without going over the edge. So I just feel like that comes with a lot of experience. I've been painting for a long time. I used to make such a mess on the back side of my door hangers when I painted. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush for this part. I used to make such a mess. And now when I paint, I hardly ever get any on the back. I feel like partly that's just because I'm learning to control the paint better with my brush. I've gotten more control over where I'm putting it. Another thing is, like, when you get to the edge here, you just want to make sure you don't have a ton of paint on your brush, and you don't want to like scrape the paint over the edge. You want to flick the bristles of the brush off the edge. Just flick them off the edge so that the paint isn't pushed over the edge. It's hard to explain. I'm like, how do you explain something that you just do? Hard to put it into words. All right, that will probably need another coat, so let's go ahead and just dry it real quick. I keep blowing my example photo off in the floor with the hairdryer. Have you ever used hardboard? No, but I've heard of other people who have. My shirt says Paint to Profit Rockstar. We have a membership that teaches you door hanger business, how to run your door hanger business, and it's called Paint to Profit. So if you're interested in that, you can find information at painttoprofit.com. But each month we have someone in the group who is deemed the Paint to Profit Rockstar, and we send them a t-shirt. And so this is what the t-shirt looks like. Okay, there's our second coat on the red. Can you use chalk paint? Yes, you can. I've seen lots of people who've used chalk paint. I have always just used acrylic though. Debbie, I'm getting a Nova 24 from Thunder Laser. And Trace says, what kind of paint do you use? I use Americana by DecoArt. It's a craft acrylic. Let's go ahead and paint in the grout, I guess, on our chimney. I'm using the color toffee. Just any kind of like a khaki color or a tan would work. I chose this one because it's got a little bit of a warm tone to it. And I'm not going to be very careful about staying inside the lines because these bricks are going to cover it up. So I'm just going to quickly put that on there. We can be messy with the grout. I did get it over the edge just then. It happens from time to time still if I'm in a hurry and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Would you guys like to do some happy mail? Is this door hanger on your site? Yes, Kathy, you can find this door hanger at the link up in the video description. It's at shopdoorhangers.com. So let's see, if you want to be considered for happy mail, just leave a comment and tell me how you cut your door hangers out. Do you use a jigsaw? Do you use a scroll saw? Do you use a laser, or do you just buy them? Tell me, how do you get your door hanger blanks? And we'll choose somebody randomly in the comments to send happy mail to. I'm just doing a quick second coat on my grout. There we go. Good morning, Mary. Thank you, Laura. Laura, are you going to come meet me in Las Vegas next week? I saw you had said that you are in the Vegas area. If any of you guys live near Vegas and want to come meet me maybe for dinner next week, I'm going to be in Vegas on the 21st and 22nd. So I think the 22nd was the day we chose to kind of meet up with everybody. Feel free to text me if you're interested in more information about that. And I'll put you on the contact list so I can give you an exact date and time and location. Gina says her husband cuts them for her with a jigsaw. Peg says I buy them because they are much better than I could ever make them look. Pam says jigsaw with the husband's help. You guys are awesome. Y'all have your husband's help to do that. I laugh because for years I had to cut my own with a jigsaw, and it gets kind of frustrating, you know, because it takes time. And now the husband helps me whenever I've got to cut the pieces to put in the Glowforge. So that's nice. All right. Did you pick somebody for Happy Mail?
That one.
That one? Who's that? Mary Nobles. Congratulations. We'll send you some Happy Mail. All you have to do is send us an email at info@southernadornmentsdecor.com and give us your address. She said, I just used a jigsaw. I hope that went well for you. Michelle says, I need to learn to use the jigsaw. Michelle, it's not nearly as hard as you would think, so don't be intimidated by it. It was a little scary the first time I picked up a jigsaw to start cutting blanks, but I had my dad give me some pointers on how to, how to turn and go around the corners and things like that, and it really helped. Now, if you're in the Painters Clubhouse, we do have a video or two in the Painters Clubhouse that talks about, best tips for how to use your jigsaw to cut out blanks. So you can go and watch that. We also have a couple videos in there about the scroll saw because we have some ladies in the group that use a scroll saw. I think we even have a video about the roto zip. I have never used a roto zip, but there are some ladies in our group who like to use that. So depending on what kind of tool you feel the most comfortable with, there are different reasons for using different ones. Like a scroll saw, obviously, makes really nice scrolling cuts. It's going to allow you to cut out something really intricate, something you have to get in a lot of tight corners. And then a jigsaw is going to be faster because you don't have to, like with a scroll saw, if you want to get inside of a little area, you have to remove the blade and then put the blade back in to be able to get on an interior cut. But with a jigsaw, you could just drill a hole and drop your blade down in. Wendy, this is so funny. I used to say this because, my husband didn't have very much experience at all with power tools before I started cutting wooden blanks. And I was always afraid he would ruin my jigsaw if he tried to help. But there was once a few years ago that I broke my my foot at a paint party. I was walking out of a paint party and I tripped and fell in the rain and I broke my foot, and I had to accept some help getting my blanks cut back then. That was before we were getting everything laser cut. I was still on my front porch, jigsaw cutting everything, and I was out there on like a little rolly stool with my foot in a boot, and I had the boot wrapped up with like plastic Walmart bags to keep from getting sawdust all up in it. It was miserable. And finally my dad came over and they started helping cutting and sanding because I had a party that night. Just because you break your foot doesn't mean everything stops. We just had to keep on keeping on. Somebody said, I use an OM Tech laser. I'm not familiar with that brand, but we are going to a trade show in Las Vegas. That's the reason we're going to Vegas next week. And so I think that brand may be there at the trade show. So I'm hoping to get to see some of them in action and learn more about them. Karen says, I watched your videos to learn how to use the jigsaw. Awesome. I hope they helped. What size blade for the jigsaw? So Debbie, I always recommend getting a scrolling blade that's made for wood cuts, and make sure to get one with 20 tips per inch, TPI. 20 tips per inch, TPI is going to give you a smoother cut. Now, that doesn't mean you won't have splintering at all, because some wood splinters worse than others. And, depending on how fast you go, you might still have splinters. But the 20 TPI will definitely cut down on the amount of splintering that you're going to have. But no matter what, you're still going to have to do some sanding when you're done cutting. That's just to be expected. So don't be surprised by that. All right, this is going to need a second coat. So let me go ahead and dry it. Wondering if I should use glitter today. Are they? What would you do it on the snow, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Pick out a pretty glitter for the snow, and we'll use that glitter in YouTube media. We're all laughing because I told my assistant to go pick out some glitter. We're gonna put some glitter on the snow in a minute, and she's like, "Ooh!" She loves picking out glitter and stuff like that. And she just organized all of my paint shelves that we had installed in here, and so she knows exactly where the glitter is now. Kay asked, when is Painters Clubhouse going to be open? So we are opening it August 23rd. So if you want to circle that on your calendar or tell Siri or Alexa to remind you, you can join August 23rd. The week beforehand, we will be having our fall workshop where we will be inviting you for just $10 to come and participate with us. We don't have the sign up page ready yet, so you can't sign up yet, but we will be opening that up at the first part of August. And all you're going to need for that is paint and a wooden round. So if you know where to buy a wooden round piece, that's what you're going to need. And we'll teach you how to paint a double-sided fall door hanger. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys in the next few weeks. But if you participate in that workshop, not only will you get to paint with me live on a double-sided door hanger, but you will get a chance to join Painters Clubhouse a little early because you guys will be the first ones invited in. She says, "Yay, can't wait." Mary, yes, everything's better with glitter for sure. Michelle said the same thing. Cindy wants to know if you could put salt in the paint for snow. I've never done that. So if you guys have tried that, let us know in the comments. Pam says, I'm painting Santa on my live tonight too. Yay. Awesome. There was another comment up here. Karen said, my thunder laser should be here in about a week. I'm so excited. Yes, you're going to love that. And somebody else was asking how big a laser cutter can cut. Well, that depends on the laser cutter you get because they come in different sizes. The Glowforge I have here can only do up to 19 inches wide. And then with the Pro version like I have, I can do as long as I want, but 19 inches is my max width. Now, the Thunder laser that I'm getting, I think 24 is my max width. And then we have an industrial laser that is going to be going out in our shop. And that thing I could put an 8-foot piece of wood on there and cut something 8 foot long. So it just depends on the size that you have. Lauren, hey girl, she's the one I went to the water park with last week. She said, can you talk a little bit more about the fall promo? Sure. So it'll be $10. You'll just need a wooden round circle. That could be any size. I saw some at Walmart the other day that were like a 10-inch circle. So, you know, if you can't find a big one or if painting something that big scares you, you could totally just get that little wooden round circle and you could use it as something cute to hang up in your kitchen, or you can put it on a tiered tray or a mantle or something like that. We're going to be painting one side of it for just general fall, and then the other side will be painted for Thanksgiving. Lauren said, after our conversation, I think this sounds like something I could do. So Lauren is a busy mom. She has 2 little kids and she's a school teacher. She doesn't have a ton of time to dedicate to painting and learning painting, but she likes to craft every once in a while. So these workshops are ideal for her. She can just pop in and paint with us. And even if she can't paint live, she can watch the recorded videos, because even though they're done live, you can watch the recordings later and paint it anytime you like. And so, you know, on the weekend or whenever you've got a break from school, you can paint with us. But it is fun to participate live if you're able to, because you get that interaction. You can ask tons of questions. You get to see what the community is like inside Painters Clubhouse, because a lot of our Painters Clubhouse members come and participate in the workshops. Sharon said, what did you say we would need? Just one big round wooden piece. So you can get those at like Lowe's, Home Depot, Hobby Lobby, anywhere that sells a wooden round with nothing on it. And then, of course, you would need paints and brushes. And we'll tell you what paint colors and stuff as we get closer. All right, let's go ahead and paint our bricks. Looking at our example, there are 3 colors of bricks. We've got sort of a dark brown. We've got a red, and then we've got a lighter brown. Oh, my bad. He's stuck in the chimney. At least I've got this one the right way up. I did that at the beginning of this. So he's stuck upside down in the chimney. So we've got red, a reddish brown, and then a dark brown. So we've got 3 colors here. So the colors that I had chosen were this deep burgundy. Hang on, this one probably needs shaken too. Lauren said, I put on one of the headbands that we made at your Pinterest party years ago. I miss crafting with you. She used to live here about 10 years ago, and we crafted together all the time. This was before my business started. And those memories, Lauren, popped up in my Facebook memories today. And there was a photo of us making the burlap door hangers, which was actually the very first door hanger I ever made. It was a watermelon shaped burlap door hanger. And I just laugh at like my painting skills back then. They were not what they are today. So it just goes to show anybody can learn this. All right, so we've got a red, which is burgundy red. We have cinnamon stick. It's a like reddish brown. And then I have asphaltum. I never know if I'm saying the name of this right, but it's like just a regular brown. I think I may add a little bit of this red to the asphaltum color though, because I want to make it, I still want it to have a reddish tint. It's kind of a cool color and I want to warm it up a little. So I put a little bit in there and I'm going to mix it with the bottom of a paintbrush handle. But we had some good times crafting here in my house and in the kitchen. We called them Pinterest parties. We would invite friends from work or church over and we would craft together and we would all bring like a dish for a new recipe that we had found like on Pinterest. It was just a great time. It was a good time for all of us who had kids to like get together and spend time with other moms. And of course, my kids' bedrooms were usually trashed after those parties were over because everybody's kids would come and play with my kids. And they had a big old time. It was great. Mary says, I'm in the process of moving and I've been missing your lives. I'm glad you're here, Mary. Marilyn is one of our Paint to Profit members. She said she has one of these shirts and she wears it all the time. I'm glad you do. Priscilla, an 18-inch round would work. You can use whatever size you want though. Whatever size you want to use, we'll be able to make it work. All right, so we're just going to paint each brick a different color. So we've got 3 colors. We've got the red, the reddish brown, and then the dark reddish brown. So this color right here is actually the dark brown mixed with the burgundy red. We made a custom color. Let's see, we'll do that one, and we'll do this one, this color. This is why I didn't worry too much about the getting over the lines with the grout. I knew I could fix it with the bricks that I paint. You want to do some more Happy Meal? Let's see. What's a good question? Are you pro glitter or anti glitter? Because we're getting ready to do glitter here in a few minutes. Pro glitter or anti glitter? That color actually looks almost black on the screen, but it's not, I promise. It's just the weird lighting in here. Let's see. And then we'll do, let's see. I'm having a hard time telling the colors apart on my picture. We'll just do this one, this color. I will say I'm pro glitter with an asterisk next to it. Pro glitter if it's not going to make a mess. Because I once bought like Christmas wrapping paper with glitter on it. Never will I do that again. That stuff flaked off and got on every surface in my house. I also made the mistake one time of buying glittered tulle because I used tulle as a bow on my Christmas gifts. That stuff was like, it was bad. It got on everything. But if it's like glued in place and it's not going anywhere, like this, it's perfect. I don't like working with loose glitter unless I have no other option. Depends. Trace says you're anti-glitter. It gets everywhere. If it's for your mom or relatives, you'll use it, but it makes a horrible mess. So you're kind of like you will if you have to. Chelsea says she agrees with me. Michelle says never, but I just got my first jar. Have you been a crafter long? I don't understand how you can be a crafter this long and not own a jar of glitter. Unless that was like an intention. It was like a purposeful decision to not own glitter. Okay, let's go with the lighter brownish color. We'll put that here and here, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. All right, have we picked somebody for Happy Mail?
This one.
This
Me
one?
too.
Kiwi Kenna. Hope I said your name right. Congratulations. We'll send you some Happy Mail. Thank you for commenting and being here. Just shoot us an email with your address. We can put the email up on the screen for you in a minute. That way you can screenshot it. And just send us your address and we'll send you some Happy Mail. So you like the look of glitter without the mess of glitter. Absolutely. That's perfectly me. I love to buy stuff with glitter on it, but only if it's not going to make a mess. I like for my glitter to stay in place. Okay, and then this one was that color. I may have painted one of the bricks the wrong color just because I don't want two bricks the same color side by side. So worst case scenario, we'll just paint over one of the bricks to fix it. It'll be fine. I guess we could go ahead and paint this one like that color and then do the reddish brown next to it, or the red color next to it. It's kind of nice because these bricks don't have to be just perfectly square on the edges. Bricks are usually just a little bit messier. You know, they're not like a perfect rectangle. So you can be a little bit messy and it doesn't matter. Linda says, Happy Mail? Yes, we do Happy Mail every time I paint live. We usually give out 3 Happy Mails throughout the live. And so we'll ask you a question and you just comment and then we'll randomly pick somebody. So we'll do it again before it's over with. So if you stick around, we'll do one more toward the end here in a bit. It's kind of just fun to send you guys little things in the mail. Shan, my assistant, loves helping package up Happy Mail. We usually do that on Fridays, and then we send it out. Okay, this is the deep burgundy. It's actually much more like lighter red than I would have thought it would have been. I haven't used this color before. I bought it, and I've never used it. But I like it.
We should have used the glitter grabber.
Oh, I can still do that because I got to do another coat of white.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah, it's right over here. I got it.
Good.
We've got a new product that we want to show you guys. It's called Glitter Base Coat. And so we're going to show you guys how to use that in just a moment. It makes it so that more glitter sticks to your project. So you know how sometimes when you're using a glitter top coat or some kind of glitter paint and the glitter spreads out and you're like, you don't get that thick coverage of glitter like you would have if you sprinkled dry glitter on top of something. This glitter base coat really helps. So we'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay, I think I like the color of these bricks. Okay. Connie said she received her Happy Mail. You're welcome. And yes, Debbie, I see your messages. There's just so many that I don't get to read all of them while I'm live. I usually go back and read them after. Tina says, I've been woodworking more here lately, so I like to say sawdust is my glitter because it gets everywhere, just like real glitter. Yes, I used to have a t-shirt that said that. I don't know if I still have it. I may have outgrown it, which means I gained weight and it didn't fit anymore. I feel like I may need to do another coat on this color. The red is making it to where that brown is not covering real well. So we're going to do another quick coat and then we'll do our glitter. I almost feel like I need to add a little bit of like texture or dry brushing or something on these bricks. I can't decide. I feel like they look a little too flat. Is it just me? Does it feel like they need a little bit of dimension? Shanna's saying yes. What do y'all think? Cindy's watching from Boca Grande, Florida. I think that's how you say that. Nice. I'm glad you're on vacation. Hope you're enjoying it. Hopefully the hurricanes are gone and you're having nice weather now. My brother's family just got back from Florida and they had a lot of rain while they were there. I don't think they got to get out and enjoy the sunshine as much as they would have liked. Okay, I'm going to see what it does if I use, can you, in that little thing over there, hand me one of those dry brushes. Well, no. Here, just bring the whole caddy over. I didn't describe it very well. These chip brushes. That's the word I was looking for. Chip brushes. Let's see what happens when we take a little bit of this and just dip the edge of our brush in a little bit of that darker brown, and then just dry brush some on the other bricks. Oh yeah, I like that. So this is the color we mixed together, the darker brown. And this is called a chip brush. If you didn't know, these that have like the real brusque, like, what do you call it? Coarse. Thank you. Coarse bristles. And you can pick up a little bit of paint with that and just kind of scrape it on or add a little bit of texture to things. I'm not going to add a ton, but we'll add just a little bit. And it'll add just a little bit of extra something. Now let's do the lighter color on some of the darker ones. That almost looks orange on this red. Pick up a little bit of the red. And do that here. I'm just kind of adding a little bit of the other brick colors on top of each other. Not a lot, but a little bit. Some places it's more than I meant for it to be, but I think it's going to turn out looking good. Let me show you what I mean. So, see how it's hard to see it in the overhead light, but you can see it added some texture to our bricks. I feel like I also need to do some to the grout. So let me dry this and then we'll do some to the grout. Oh, I'm not that smart. Why didn't I think of that? That's why we hired you. You're smarter than me. We're laughing because I put my chip brush in the water and then I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I need it to use on the grout. And Shan's like, just put it in front of the hairdryer. And I'm like, duh. Why didn't I think of that? Kelly says, I'm all about the dry brushing. Yes. Kathy says, poor Santa. Are you sure you can breathe down there? We'll get him out eventually. Eventually. Okay. So I think I want to do a little bit on the grout, but I don't want it to be strong. I don't want it to be intense. So I got to pick a color that's going to be subtle. Let's try this pebble color. Pebble is kind of a grayish tan. And I'm just going to pick up I'm going to try to pick up just a little bit of it. Brush some of it off here. Let's see what this looks like. Test a small spot. I kind of like that, but in small doses. So we're going to try not to go overboard with it. I'm going to also take my fingers and pinch the bristles together so that they don't get way outside the grout line. You can also kind of tap and peck up and down on it if you like that. A little tapping motion, it'll add some texture Whoops, I got over on the brick on that one. We'll cover it up with some more dry brushing. There we go. Got it on there too. It's okay. Once we add our details, we won't notice all this. But see how it kind of dirtied up the grout a little bit? I like that a little better. It was looking too clean to be a chimney. Barbara says, hello, I forgot about this. So are you late just now popping on? Linda says, you have inspired me to paint. I ordered and just received my first door hanger. Yay, Linda! Send me a picture of it when you get done with it. You can text pictures and questions and things to this number. Somebody said a fan brush also works well for a dry brush. I do have one of those right here. I'm a little scared to use it, if I'm being honest. I haven't used it a lot. I use it when I'm painting happy trees, though. When I watch a Bob Ross video or something. Thank you, Debbie. I try to be bubbly on here. Okay, let's go ahead and teach you how to do the glitter base coat. So this is the stuff I was talking about. Glitter base coat. It says lightly textured glitter gripping medium. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our white paint that we painted the snow with. I had one of these that was already open. What I did, or maybe I just opened it up like this last time. Okay, and we're going to mix it about half and half with our white paint. So I squirted some in the container with the white. I'm going to add a little bit more white, and then I'm going to mix it together. So we're mixing it with our base coat, where the base coat was the white. You can also paint it on top of the white, but I don't think it looks quite right with certain glitter colors. I tried it with a red, and this stuff has a little bit of a whitish tint to it even after it dries. So mixing it with the color is definitely recommended. So let's go ahead and take a flat tip brush and pick it up. It looks just like gritty white paint. That's all it looks like. So we're just going to brush this on everywhere that we want glitter. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint the entire snowy area. And this will allow the glitter paint that we use to actually stick more to the surface. And it's gonna, we're gonna have more glitter per square inch than we normally would with just painting it without the glitter gripping medium. I like the look of sprinkled glitter, you know, like after you put down, like say Mod Podge and you sprinkle loose glitter. I like the look of that, but I don't like the mess of that. So I think this is going to be the problem solver for that. I won't have to use loose glitter anymore. I will be able to just use this stuff and get the same look. All right, so we've got our base coat on there. Let's give it a dry. Okay, that's almost all the way dry. So while I'm waiting for it to dry, I'll go ahead and answer Angelica's question. She said, what's the difference in the brands of paint, like the ones you get at Walmart and Hobby Lobby, Americana? So think of it like, let's talk ranch dressing, right? Everybody loves ranch dressing, hopefully. If you don't, you're weird. What is the top tier of ranch dressing that everybody loves?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Absolutely. Hidden Valley Ranch. There is no better ranch than Hidden Valley Ranch. It is the premium in ranch dressings. Now, I consider DecoArt Americana paints to be the Hidden Valley Ranch of the paint world. I think that this stuff covers better than any other like craft paint, right? Now, what is the worst kind of ranch? Like the generic, cheap, like stuff you get at the Dollar Tree,
Great
the
value.
Clover Valley stuff from
Great
Dollar
value,
Tree, right?
Yeah.
It's just, it has a little bit of a tang to it. It doesn't taste the same.
And
It's thin. It doesn't stick to your lettuce. I love this metaphor. We're going to use this all the time now. And so that would be like your apple barrel paint, right? Everybody can afford it. It gets the job done, but the experience is not as enjoyable, right? You can still get the end product. You've still got, you know, a salad with ranch on it with the Clover Valley stuff from Dollar Tree, but the experience of eating it is not going to be the same. So if we're talking paints, the experience of painting is not going to be the same if you go with the cheap stuff, but like the apple barrel paints at Walmart, or Lord forbid, whatever you buy at the Dollar Tree. I don't know what kind of paints they got at the Dollar Tree, but I would not recommend them. The coverage is not going to be the same. The painting experience is not going to be the same. And for those of you who are brand new to painting, brand new, I would never advise you to go out and buy the cheapest paint, because
you gotta work harder.
you're going to have to work harder to get a good result. And you're already going to be frustrated because this is a new thing you're trying. And so it's going to be a harder, less enjoyable experience if you're using crappy product. Okay. I want you to have the best experience when you sit down to paint and watch one of my videos. I want you to love what you've created and for it to be enjoyable. If you've had to work with frustrating paint that doesn't cover well, you're not going to have an enjoyable experience. So there, I said it. With ranch dressing. Somebody said homemade, only homemade ranch. If we knew how to make homemade paint that was this amazing, then we would probably do that. But yeah, homemade ranch is the bomb. Actually, Pollyeyes Ranch. If y'all don't know what Pollyeyes is, it's an Italian restaurant here in town. They make awesome ranch dressing. Okay, I'm off of a rant. I'm getting hungry now, I guess. Okay, so now that our base coat is covered, let's get out our DecoArt Craft Twinkles. This is what Shan has chosen. It is a crystal, so it's a clear glitter, but I think it would look really good on snow. So we're going to use this on top of the glitter base coat that we mixed with our white paint. And it's two things are going to happen. Number one, we're going to get great coverage. It's going to look almost like we sprinkled the glitter on instead of brushed it on. Two, we're going to use less glitter glue than we normally would. It's going to go farther. So we'll just get our brush and start adding it. And you guys are going to be amazed. Shan is already like, oh, I wonder if I can get them a little bit close. They really can't see though until I hold it up, I bet. Let me see if I can get you guys a little bit closer. So when you apply it, this glitter gripping medium is grabbing every single flake of glitter and holding it in place. Whereas normally when you paint with glitter glue, it slides all over the place. You're struggling to get it to like cover evenly, and it's just frustrating. You don't get the same effect.
Hannah's posted the Michael's link in the comments.
Oh, thank you. My assistant Hannah put the link to this product, the glitter gripping medium, in the comments for you guys to buy it on michaels.com. So if you want to go on there and get it, they have it at Michaels. I don't know if they're going to have it in your Michaels store, though, so you'd probably be better off just to order it online while they have it in stock. My assistant's getting super close right now because she's like, she wants to see how amazing this stuff is. And I really feel like if we wanted it even thicker than this, we could dry it and do a second coat. But let me show you guys so far.
Consistent coverage is great.
Yeah, the coverage is amazing. I'm trying to get the right. Oh, I've got the wrong camera angle up on the screen. Hold up. Can you guys see that? Look at the coverage. So beautiful. It's going to look even better after we dry it. So let's try it and see if we want to do another coat.
Another coat?
Double glitter. You might be blinded by the glitter. They want to see the bottle again. to get it on Michael's. I couldn't find this stuff on the DecoArt website. Okay, it's feeling pretty dry. Now, let me see if I can show you guys the coverage we have already. Look how awesome that is. It looks like it was sprinkled on. Like it's so glittery, and the coverage is so awesome. I think I want to do a second coat though, just to like really take it up to a wow factor. I mean, it's already wow, but like incredible wow factor. By the way, I looked, you cannot get this stuff on the DecoArt website right now, but you can get it on Michael's. So if you decide to order some, order it through the Michael's website. Put a second coat.
That's definitely a must-have for Christmas stuff.
Yeah, definitely a must-have for all your Christmas craft projects and all your Christmas door hangers and things that you're going to be putting lots of glitter on. It's amazing.
Beautiful.
This makes me want to use glitter all day, every day.
Well, you can mix it with any paint color.
Yeah, and you can mix it with any paint color. That's a great point. Yeah, so we mixed it with white today, but we could have mixed it with black and done sparkly boots. We could have done sparkly grout. We could have done whatever we wanted. Okay, this is incredible. Look how sparkly. Can you guys see the sparkles? Like, I wish I could get a really good photo, or maybe I can later, of this so you can really see how sparkly it is. Katie says, heading out to get some today. I don't know if it's in stores, so definitely order some on Michael's if you can't find it in the store. Trace says, I will never use glitter again. I'm assuming you mean loose glitter, because this changes the game on glitter. Like, you don't have to sprinkle it on anymore to get this amazing look. Oh, now you can kind of see it in the camera. It gave an amazing coverage. It's awesome. Roxana says, that's awesome. Can you show the bottle you used? So we used glitter base coat and we used craft twinkles. So this color was mixed with the white. It can be mixed with any paint color. And then this was put on top. All right, so let's go ahead and add our finishing touches. Oh, you've already handed me Posca pens. Thank you. Karen says, I'll be doing a chimney Santa at the Senior Citizen this week. Wish me luck. Good luck. That sounds great. All right, let's go ahead and do some cute little lines to make this look a little bit more rustic. I'm looking at, whoop, I just put my finger in the wet glitter. That is not dry yet. And we're going to do one more Happy Mail. What question do you want to ask? Got a question for him? What state are you in? Answer that question for us. I'm just putting some little lines across here. I like how this makes it look a little bit more like wood or something. And then we'll do a little bit on our bricks too. Just to add some texture. Like I said earlier, it's nice with bricks because you don't have to be super perfect with stuff. You can just kind of be messy and it still looks great. There we go. All right. And then we'll do some up here on the boots. Let's make them look fluffy.
Okay, Jessica's got a win for this.
Okay. Jessica Dyson, congratulations. We're going to send you some Happy Mail since you're watching today from the Denver airport. That does not sound like fun being in an airport. So at least you're getting to join us for a few minutes. So thanks for watching. You guys, or show the bottle again. We've showed the bottle 3 times. Y'all are going to have to just run over to the link up in the video description and grab some, because we have put the direct link in for you. That way you don't have to see the bottle or anything like that. You just have to go add it to cart. There we go. Got our cute little boots. And let's add a little bit of white to our chimney also. Maybe not as much as we did with the black, but just a little bit. And this is just a Posca pen in a size 5M tip. These are linked in my Amazon favorites. If you don't have a Posca pen, you're missing out. These things make adding details to your door hangers 10 times easier. I wish I had discovered these back in the days when I was doing paint parties all the time. Would have made things so much easier. All right, I'm going to add some black accents to this glitter, but I think I'm going to have to let this dry super well. Otherwise, I will have glitter gunked up on my Posca pen. So I will do that later. I missed the accents on the legs. They were like, hey, the legs. Thank you. Totally forgot about the legs.
Your scales.
I'm distracted. Somebody said don't forget his legs. Thank you. The link to the Amazon favorite should be up in the video description also. Somebody said, do you like your Glowforge better than the other laser cutter you have? The Glowforge is the only laser cutter I have used so far. I'm getting the Thunder laser in a couple of weeks, so then I'll have 2 of them in here. Lynn is letting us know that the Posca pens are on sale on Amazon, so thank you for that. All right, let me make my screen thing a little bigger here, and I'll show you what we've done today. Look how cute he is, and look at the glitter. So pretty, glittery snow. All right, if you guys enjoyed this project and you want to paint one yourself, you can get the links for to buy a wood blank if you want to get one shipped to you, or to get the template if you want to cut your own up in the video description. So go grab them there. Be sure and share or save this video so you can find it later. And if you want to get, I totally forgot to mention this last week too. If you want to get a list of all the products that we use today, like all the paint colors and all the stuff, so that when you sit down to paint, you've got everything already listed out, and it has a link to the video. If you text the word list to the number on the screen, we'll send you a link where you can go and download that as a file on your computer or your phone or wherever. If you've done that in the past, no worries. You don't have to do it again. It'll already be sent out to you the next time we have the list ready, which is usually on Fridays, I think. So, all right, y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Come join me on Friday for Friday Fab 5.